Welcome back for another deep dive. You know we love to really get our hands dirty with the coolest and most important topics, and today is no exception. AI and the future of work. It seems like it's everywhere these days, so let's break down exactly what's going on.
Absolutely. AI is definitely having a moment right now. But it's not just hype. This stuff is really changing the way we live and work, and it's only going to get more intense.
Intense is right. I mean, just thinking about AI can sometimes feel overwhelming, so let's back up for a second. What exactly are we talking about when we say AI? I think we've all got some vague idea, but I'm sure most of our listeners aren't computer scientists, so break it down for us, like AI for dummies.
Okay, good point. Let's simplify it. Imagine you can teach a computer to learn, solve problems, and make decisions. Basically, the things we think of as human intelligence.
Right.
That's what AI is all about, making machines think and learn like we do.
And how exactly does that work?
There are a bunch of different techniques, but some of the big ones are machine learning, where computers learn from data, and natural language processing, which helps them understand and use human language.
Like when my phone tries to predict what I'm going to type next.
Exactly. Or when you ask your smart speaker to play a specific song, that's natural language processing in action.
Okay, that makes sense. So AI is already all around us, but what about the future? That's what we're really here to talk about.
Well, the impact is going to be huge across pretty much every industry. Let's start with something everyone can picture: manufacturing. Robots have been in factories for a while now, but AI is taking things to a whole new level.
It's like robots building robots, right?
Pretty much.
Hmm.
And AI is not just making them faster, it's making them smarter. Think about a robot that can spot defects in real time and adjust what it's doing to compensate.
Ooh.
That's AI in action, boosting precision, efficiency, and the quality of everything we make.
That's incredible. It seems like in manufacturing, the robots are definitely here to stay. So where else is this all happening?
Well, how about something a little closer to home, like customer service?
Okay, yeah, like when you're on hold forever, and then finally a robot voice answers.
Exactly. Chatbots and AI assistants are already handling lots of basic inquiries for companies.
I can see how that would be more efficient for companies. But does this mean human customer service is a thing of the past? Like, are we all going to be talking to robots when we have a problem?
I don't think so. There will always be a need for human interaction, especially for complex or emotional situations. AI can handle the routine stuff, but when you need empathy or real problem solving, you still want to talk to a person.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I can't imagine trying to explain a super frustrating flight cancellation to a robot.
Exactly. AI can be a great tool, but it's not a replacement for human connection.
So it sounds like AI is changing how customer service works, but not necessarily getting rid of human jobs.
Right. It's more about humans and AI working as a team.
Okay, I like that. So what about something totally different like uh, medicine? Can AI really make a difference in healthcare?
Absolutely. This is a field where AI has incredible potential. Just imagine algorithms that can analyze medical scans way faster than humans, helping doctors catch diseases earlier and make better diagnoses.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It is. And AI can also help develop personalized treatments based on someone's genes and lifestyle.
So it's not just about faster diagnoses, it's about more personalized care.
Yeah, but there are still limits. We're not going to have robot doctors anytime soon. Human judgment and the human touch are still essential, especially in medicine.
So no robot surgeons.
Well, not exactly replacing surgeons. AI can assist, like making surgery more precise or less invasive. But those big decisions, that's still got to be a human doctor.
Got it. So AI can be a powerful tool in healthcare, but it's not going to replace doctors altogether. Which leads to another big question everyone's probably thinking, what about jobs? Is AI going to put us all out of work?
It's a big concern, and it's true that some jobs will definitely be automated. But here's the thing. AI also creates new jobs, jobs that didn't even exist a few years ago.
Really? Like,
Well, somebody has to build these AI algorithms, train them, and make sure they're working right? So we're seeing a surge in demand for data scientists, AI trainers, and even AI ethicists. And as AI gets more and more woven into our lives, we need people who can bridge the gap between the tech and us regular folks.
okay, I hadn't thought about it like that. So it's not just robots taking over, it's a shift in the skills we'll need.
Exactly. If you want to thrive in the future, you've got to embrace lifelong learning. The future belongs to the curious and adaptable.
I like that. So it's not all doom and gloom then.
Not at all. There's a lot to be excited about. Just imagine a world where your AI assistant knows you better than you know yourself, personalizes your shopping, even helps you manage your finances.
That sounds amazing. And maybe a little creepy. Like, is it really a good thing for AI to know everything about me?
That's a great point, and it brings up some important questions about over-reliance on technology.
And privacy? What happens to all that data AI collects about us?
Those are big questions that we need to be asking right now as AI develops. We need to be careful and think about how to use AI responsibly.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to end up in some sci-fi dystopia. So AI is powerful and it's definitely changing things fast, but it's not all good or all bad.
Exactly. It's up to us to shape how this all unfolds. We need to talk about the ethical stuff, address concerns about privacy and bias, and make sure AI benefits everyone.
Well said. This is getting really deep, and it sounds like we've only just scratched the surface.
We definitely have. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore some even bigger questions about what it means to be human in a world with AI. We'll talk about things like AI consciousness and the philosophical stuff that's really starting to blow people's minds.
I can't wait. Okay, so we're back and we're ready to keep going deeper into this AI thing. In part one, we talked about how AI is changing things up in manufacturing, customer service, and even healthcare. So where do we go from here?
Well, there's another area where AI is making a huge splash, and that's education.
Oh, really? I hadn't thought too much about AI in schools.
It's pretty amazing, actually. Picture a world where every student gets a totally personalized learning experience. AI can analyze how each student learns best, their strengths and weaknesses, and create a custom-made learning plan for them.
So it's like every kid gets their own personal tutor.
Exactly. AI can help students learn at their own pace, focusing on the areas where they need extra help, and move faster through the things they're already good at.
I can see how that could be a game changer.
Plus, it can free up teachers from things like grading, so they have more time to actually mentor students and help them develop those all-important critical thinking skills.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like AI is giving teachers superpowers, not replacing them.
Exactly. AI is a tool, a really powerful one, but it's not here to take over. It's about empowering teachers to do what they do best, even better.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got AI in factories, customer service, hospitals, and now schools. What else?
Well, let's talk about getting around.
Transportation.
Yeah. I mean, we've all heard about self-driving cars by now.
Yep. Yeah, those are starting to feel less like sci-fi and more like, well, reality.
Exactly. But it's bigger than just cars. AI is changing the whole transportation landscape, making traffic flow better, reducing congestion, and making our roads safer.
How's AI doing all that?
Think about AI-powered systems that can analyze traffic patterns in real time and adjust traffic signals to keep things moving smoothly, or optimize routes for delivery trucks to minimize fuel consumption and emissions.
Whoa, that's pretty wild.
It is. And we're even starting to see AI-powered delivery systems with drones and robots.
Like those little robots that deliver food on college campuses. I've seen videos of those. So cute.
That's a great example. This tech has the potential to revolutionize logistics and e-commerce, making everything faster, cheaper, and more efficient.
But what about all the people whose jobs are in transportation, like truck drivers and taxi drivers? Are those jobs just going to disappear?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's true that the transition to AI-powered transportation might displace some jobs.
Yeah.
But we need to think about this proactively. We need to provide retraining and reskilling opportunities for those workers, helping them transition to new roles in fields like autonomous vehicle maintenance, AI-powered logistics, and transportation data analysis.
So it's not just about losing jobs, it's about creating new ones and helping people adapt.
Exactly. And that idea of adaptation is crucial because AI isn't just changing the industries we already have. It's also creating completely new sectors that we couldn't have even imagined a few years ago.
Wait, really? Like what?
Think about it. Someone needs to develop these AI algorithms, train them, and make sure they're working right. That's where roles like data scientists and AI trainers come in. But there's so much more. AI safety researchers are working to make sure these systems are safe and reliable. AI explainability specialists are figuring out how to make AI's decision-making processes more transparent and understandable. And as AI becomes more and more a part of our everyday lives, we'll need people who can bridge the gap between the technology and us, making sure AI is used in a way that benefits everyone.
Wow, so AI is creating a whole new job market around itself.
It's like AI is building its own ecosystem.
Exactly. And this ecosystem is only going to get bigger.
Exactly. Which brings us to the even bigger picture. AI is a societal impact. This tech has the potential to touch every aspect of our lives, from healthcare and education to energy and the environment.
Yeah, it really feels like AI is everywhere now.
And its influence is only going to grow.
Aha.
So we need to start thinking now about how to use this incredible power responsibly. We can't just focus on the cool stuff. We've got to think about the ethical implications too.
That's a great point. So what are some of the things we should be worried about?
Well, bias is a big one. If AI algorithms are trained on biased data, they could perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities.
Well, it's not just about the tech, it's about the people who are building it and the data they use.
Absolutely. And we need to think about the potential for job displacement. Even as AI creates new jobs, some existing jobs will inevitably be automated. We need to find ways to support workers who are impacted by this shift to ensure a just and equitable transition.
It sounds like a pretty big balancing act.
It is. We need to figure out how to maximize AI's benefits while mitigating its risks. And that brings us to the even bigger question. How do we govern AI? How do we create rules and regulations for something that's so complex and constantly changing?
Yeah, that sounds tough.
It's a huge challenge,
Mm.
but we need to start somewhere. We need to establish clear ethical guidelines for AI development and deployment. We need to bring together governments, industry leaders, researchers, and ethicists to work together on this.
So it's like we need everyone at the table to figure this out.
Exactly. We also need to invest in research to understand the potential risks and benefits of AI better. We need to anticipate the challenges and be prepared to adapt as AI continues to evolve.
It's like we're playing a game of chess with a supercomputer. We need to be smart about our moves.
That's a great way to put it. And finally, we need to make sure everyone understands AI. It's not just for tech experts. It's going to impact all of us. So we need to educate the public about AI, its potential, and its risks so that people can make informed decisions about how they interact with it.
So we need to demystify AI a bit and empower people to be a part of the conversation.
Exactly. The future of AI is not something that just happens to us. It's something we shape together.
I love that. So even though AI is changing things so quickly, and we're still figuring a lot of this out, it's ultimately up to us to decide what kind of future we want to build with AI.
Exactly. And those are some of the big questions we'll be exploring in the final part of our deep dive. What does it mean to be human in a world with AI? What happens if machines start to think and feel like we do? We're going to get philosophical, so get ready.
And we're back. It's time for the final part of our deep dive into AI and the future of work. I feel like in parts 1 and 2, we covered so much ground already, but we also ended on some pretty mind-blowing questions about AI and consciousness and, well, what it all means for humanity.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about AI learning and problem solving, kind of mimicking human intelligence. But what happens if AI actually surpasses human intelligence?
Whoa, okay. I think we're wading into some deep waters here. Are we really talking about, like, super intelligent machines that are smarter than us?
It might sound like science fiction, but it's a question we need to seriously consider. What happens if AI becomes capable of not only thinking like us, but also feeling emotions?
Okay, now that's getting really trippy. I mean, can machines really become conscious? Isn't that like the stuff of movies?
It's a question that's been around for a long time, and we still don't have a definitive answer.
Yeah,
But as AI gets more advanced, we're starting to understand a little more about how consciousness works.
I see.
And that raises some really big ethical questions.
Like,
Like, if machines do develop consciousness, would they have the same rights as humans? Would we have a moral obligation to treat them a certain way? It really makes you think about what it means to be human.
yeah, for sure. And how we would interact with, conscious machines. It's almost like, I don't know, a whole new era of life on Earth or something. It's exciting and kind of scary at the same time.
Definitely. It challenges everything we thought we knew about intelligence and being alive. It's almost like AI is forcing us to redefine what it means to be human.
Okay, I need to take a deep breath for a second. This is heavy stuff. But even if we don't have all the answers about, AI, consciousness, and all that, there are still some practical things to consider, right?
Absolutely. As AI gets more powerful, we need to be really thoughtful about how we design these systems and how we interact with them.
Yeah, like we need to make sure AI is actually used for good, not for, bad stuff.
Exactly. AI needs to align with our values as a society. It's not just about the technology, it's about our intentions and the ethical framework we build around it.
Makes sense. So what are some of the big things we need to be careful about?
Well, bias is a huge concern. Like we were talking about before, if AI algorithms are trained on data that's biased, then AI can actually make existing inequalities worse. We also need to be prepared for the potential for job displacement. Even though AI will create new jobs, some jobs will be automated, And we need to find ways to support the workers who are affected by that shift.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of a balancing act, figuring out the good and the bad.
Definitely. We got to maximize AI's potential while minimizing the risks. And that's why we need to keep having these conversations, keep asking tough questions, and work together to figure out how to use AI in a way that benefits everyone.
I completely agree. This deep dive has been eye-opening, to say the least. It feels like AI is changing everything so fast, and we're still trying to wrap our heads around it all.
It is changing quickly, but it's not something that just happens to us. We have the power to shape the future of AI. It's up to us to decide what role we want AI to play in our lives and in society.
That's a good point. We're not just passive bystanders here. We have choices to make.
Exactly. The future is not predetermined. It's something we create together through the decisions we make today.
That's a powerful message to end on. Thanks to everyone for joining us on this deep dive into AI and the future of work. We hope you've enjoyed it and that it's given you some food for thought.
It's been a pleasure. Keep asking those tough questions and stay engaged in this conversation. The future of AI is up to all of us.
Absolutely. And that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning the world around you.